Let's review the idea of the absolute value of a number. For any real number, its absolute value describes its distance from zero. Now, this is a distance. We are talking about something that has a geometric reality. When we take the absolute value, we ignore the sign and make it positive. So we imagine a number line. Here's 0. Here's some positive number x. And here's its opposite, negative x. And they both have distance x away from 0. So positive x, negative x both have absolute value, positive x. So if we take the absolute value of negative 2, that's positive 2. If we take the absolute value of positive 5, that's positive 5. If we take the absolute value of negative 4.7, that's positive 4.7. If we take the absolute value of 7/3, that's just 7/3. Absolute value of something negative, make it positive. Absolute value of something positive, also make it positive. The other thing to know about the absolute value is what we should do if there's an absolute value combined with other operations. In the order of operations, the absolute value acts as a grouping symbol, like parentheses. So if we're evaluating an expression, we evaluate the expression that's inside the absolute value, then we take the absolute value, and then we evaluate the remaining stuff. So in this expression here, negative 2/3 times the absolute value of the quantity 7 minus 2 times 5 plus 8. The first thing we do is work out what's inside the absolute value. So we'll have negative 2/3 times the absolute value of, I've got subtraction and multiplication, so I'll do the multiplication first. So absolute value of 7 minus 10 plus 8. And then 7 minus 10 is negative 3. And then the absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. And at this point, I'm doing absolute value, so I'm going to stop writing absolute value. Now I'm going to take negative 2/3 times 3, that's negative 2. And finally, negative 2 plus 8 is 6. So this expression evaluates to 6. And what we're doing is, on these two lines, we're evaluating the expression inside the absolute value. And then on this line, we're taking the absolute value. And then on the remaining lines, we're evaluating the remaining expression. Except for the step where we actually take the absolute value, these work exactly like parentheses. So if we have multiple absolute values in an expression, we can work out the expressions inside in parallel. If we have absolute values and things in parentheses, we can work those out in parallel. It's just before we do anything to the absolute value, we have to work out the expression inside, and then we have to actually take the absolute value.